Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I think it was yesterday when I made a video with Elon Musk visiting Auschwitz in Poland together with Ben Shapiro. And in this video, I couldn't say too much because of the gatekeepers, the gatekeepers of the truth would be offended and they will harm us. Therefore, I just spoke in a very hinting way. So I just gave hints here and there. And if you know what I'm talking about and you are on the same wavelength with me, you will understand what I'm talking about. So this is the video I made yesterday. Elon Musk, remember, he's worth $220 billion. I took it from Wikipedia. Visits Auschwitz with Ben Shapiro, says he was naive. Will he close X now? He said he was naive about the anti-Semitism, but I couldn't put over there because YouTube had a problem with that word in this context or something, so I took it out. So remember, this Elon Musk is worth 220. He goes to Auschwitz with none other than Ben Shapiro, and after that, he obviously is going to have a little conference where he's going to express his feelings about basically making a mea culpa after that. I have a video here with Elon Musk and Ben Shapiro, and Ben Shapiro is like a Inquisition priest or whatever you want to call him, those guys from the Inquisition, looking at you if you say something wrong. Yeah, say it, you're in front of everybody now, say it so everybody can listen to you, that you are doing your mea culpa in front of everyone. And I noticed this. Maybe you did this too. Elon Musk speaks in like an absolutist way. He's not saying, Gigi is bad. He said, no, people who behave like this are bad. But you're not certain if he refers to Gigi. So let's say Gigi is a good guy, that everybody wants to make Gigi as the good guy. He's going to say, well, everybody that behaves like this, how Gigi behaves, is a bad guy. He's not going to say Gigi is a bad guy, but you can apply that to Gigi's behavior and realize that that application to Gigi makes Gigi a bad person. But he's not going to say Gigi is bad. That's what he's doing here. That's my assessment of how Elon Musk did over there with I was naive. Well, when you're naive, that means you learn something. It doesn't mean that you're going to turn left or right. You say, oh, I was naive about knowing my wife cheated on me. Oh, people are not going to say, oh, that's great. Oh, yeah, it's fine. No, that means I'm going to do something to that wife, right? Like what? Divorce her. Okay? But you know what I mean? He's not calling this group or that group that way. He's going to say whomever, what group. He's going to talk about a certain kind of group here, which he's attacked as. He's supposed to bash and attack the Palestinians. That's what he's supposed to do over there. And Ben Shapiro asks a question, but he knows what kind of answer Elon Musk is supposed to give in front of you're going to see the Association of European Babidip Tsuburup Kaparap. You're going to read behind. It's about 2 minutes, the whole thing. Just pay attention how he says it, but it doesn't tell you who he really, that refers to. And everybody's like, what? So let's go to the video. The video comes from the Rubin report. I used to, Dave Rubin, I used to listen sometimes. From time to time I was, sometimes he says certain things that are very good. Sometimes I think he is afraid to say certain things. Or maybe, I don't know, he's based on friendship. So here it is. The Rubin report. Crowd goes silent after hearing Elon Musk tell Ben Shapiro his warning. So this is the warning. But yet the warning applied to not the group they think that it should be applied. Right here, that's the European Jewish Association, the Jewish Voice of Europe. All right, like it is the Romanian Voice of Europe, or I don't know, Zimbabwean's Voice of Europe. Why not? I wonder. Maybe you give me the answer. So here is let me get this closer here. So here is what Ben Shapiro asked him, and then Elon Musk is going to answer.
shocking. What do you make of the future of a West if the West continues to embrace that idea?
The idea was about the education and colleges, that Musk was supposed to right now denounce it and the ideology, and these guys are going to, the Palestinians, you're going to see. Very smart.
Well, I think we really need to stop this principle that the weaker, normally weaker party is always right. This is
the weaker party is always right. What do you hear about?
Not true. If you are in quotes oppressed or the weaker party, it doesn't mean you're right. Because if some of those,
that sounds not only for the Palestinians that they try to push it into, because they try to say, oh, Palestinians are the victims, are the weak right here, we have to immediately embrace them. It could be applied to another group that claims eternal victimhood and they're weak and they're oppressed everywhere. But he says, hey, we should not apply it just like that.
Weaker groups want to annihilate you. That does not make them good. We have to get rid of the rule that if you're weaker, you're automatically good. That's obviously makes no sense.
I think Ben Shapiro is not an idiot. He's a weasel here and there in two subjects, one Israel and the other one Russia/Putin. That's where his logic just disappears. I got to know that by listening to him many times in the past, and I liked certain logical-based, evidence-based arguments. Yep, he's fast, he's smart. The problem is intelligence, you can use it for good things or for bad things, or sometimes for good, sometimes for bad. Nevertheless, I don't think in these cases he is objective whatsoever in the two subjects I mentioned. So here he's saying something that Shapiro catches it, because he's not an idiot. He knows that what Musk said could apply to another group.
It often makes sense, where it's like, okay, you don't want to beat up someone smaller and weaker than you. But if that smaller group wants to kill you, they're bad. Okay. I'm a big believer in moral absolutism, not moral relativism. There's good and bad in the absolute, and you judge any group or individual against absolute moral standards, not whether they're the so-called oppressed or oppressor, just on absolute moral terms. Are they doing good things? Do they want to murder innocent people? That's bad. Doesn't matter who they are.
Doesn't matter who they are. Did you hear this? If he really, because he's not mentioning the name, if really Musk thinks the way I think he thinks in this one, because I don't want to give interpretations like, oh my God, that's a sign. You remember that movie, The Life of Brian? Yeah, that's a sign. He left a sandal. Let's see. There was no sign. He just ran and left a sandal because he was in a hurry, afraid to be caught by the masses, by the rabble, by the mob. The same here. I don't want to imply this is what I take out of it. I might be wrong, but the fact that he doesn't use names to call the groups, I don't think he's an idiot anyway. He's not, obviously.
You would think, but the pseudo-sophisticates on college campus seem to think differently. So
he tries, see how this guy tries to drag it over there? So Musk did not say anything about the pseudo campuses, Palestinians, Jews, Romanians, French, nothing. He talked in general. He said, who behaves like this, regardless if it's a smaller group, like, I don't know, we're going to apply that term to them. It's not good. And Shapiro quickly turned it into, oh yeah, those guys in the campuses, yeah, if they continue like this, they're marginalized. They cry for the Palestinians, but the Palestinians are not, because the Palestinians are doing this. Well, why don't you get a mirror for a change? So this is part of this conversation between the two. And I think Shapiro is not happy whatsoever with the answer, but he tries to rechannel Musk to the direction to say it. Put the name to the behavior, and he doesn't do that. He just puts the behavior and the general groups, smaller groups. Hint, hint, clip, clip. All right, so let's see. There's going to be something else, I think, behind this. Yeah, and I'm back with Dave Rubin, who's going to call the names. He's going to say it. He's not staying on Musk's general the general rule that should apply to any kind of group that behaves in a certain way. Here it is. Well, that's why I think, I don't know what's going on. Ready? Go.
Because you are the perceived weaker group, in this case, the Palestinians, it does not mean you are good. No matter what your perceived oppression is, again, perceived oppression, you are not allowed to burn babies alive and put them into ovens. You are not allowed to rape women and...
Okay, got it? So it's clear that he's not talking about, and if I remember correctly, Dave Rubin is also Jewish. So it's a coincidence. Okay, just a coincidence. I've been listening to Dave for some time. I think he's also homosexual. Not that it matters, but I know they like to be called. So every time you meet them, I'm gay, or I identify as this, which is fine with me. Identify whatever you want. Don't expect me to play into it or alter my reality for you. You're a gay, I don't care. Why do I need to know what you do in your bedroom? Do you need to know what I do in my bedroom? How kinky I can be? I mean, this is something. Remember, it used to be like this in, well, some people say, well, it's a way of life. Okay, well, it is. Obviously, it is. But it was, I can't remember who said it, but it doesn't really matter. But in our civilization, it used to be a long time ago, this expression, gentlemen don't talk about their intimate life. That's the way it used to be. Now, I'm this, I'm a stallion, baby doll. Let me show you. What does that tell you? The level of our society. So again, Elon Musk, I think he went over there. He said he was naive. That means he learns. I don't know exactly what he learned. You know, it's like you look at someone and someone, so you say, okay, now I know. Now I know, but you don't know exactly what does he mean by now I know. Okay, now I know. All right, I was naive. I'm smarter. In what way? I'm not going to tell you. Now that's dangerous because you don't know exactly what the guy thinks, what he learned, and what decisions will make. The same here. So I think Elon Musk here was great, and I watched him a few times, and he speaks in the same way, in general terms, and then the behavior fits to whomever. So be it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. And Shapiro got smacked, I think, on his own turf. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.